Hello friends, hello students, myself Harisankar Prasad Tunde and I am going to present a PowerPoint presentation on computer system architecture, which is partial fulfillment of BCA final year students. And in this particular subject we are going to study unit number 3, that will be CPU organization, and inside this particular unit the topic is introduction to microprocessor, microprocessor architecture and system buses. So friends, let us start. What are actually this topics is. So as you all know, microprocessors play a very vital role in the working of the computer system, because microprocessor is nothing but these are the various types of functioning units which is incorporated with the particular processor. So let's see what actually is a microprocessor. So a microprocessor is a processor which incorporates the function of a CPU on a single integrated circuit. Means it is incorporated with a single integrated circuit, means it is IC. As you all know, various types of integrated circuits are available within the microprocessors, and which gives rise to the fast execution of the processor. The microprocessor is the central processing unit of a computer. It is the heart of the computer, as we all know. Processor or central processing unit is the brain of a particular computer. A microprocessor consists of ALU, control unit, and register array. Three components it comprises, where ALU performs arithmetic and logical operations on the data received from an input device or memory, and control unit performs the instructions and flow of data within the computer, and register array consists of registers identified by letters like B, C, D, E, H, L and accumulator, etc. So in this way we are going to discuss regarding the microprocessor. So in this particular slide we are going to discuss the microprocessor Intel 8085. So it is a very earlier one, but then also we have to study why, because the advancement is going to be seen with the help of this lower versions particular microprocessors and the advanced version microprocessor. Functioning is going to be differentiated very easily. So Intel 8085 is an 8-bit microprocessor designed by Intel in 1977. It is a 40-pin integrated circuit package fabricated on a single LSI chip. It is 16-bit stack pointer which points various memory locations in the stack, and Intel 8085 is used in mobile phones, microwave ovens, washing machines, etc. So students, it is very important why we are going to use the microprocessors. So let's understand what are the basic terminologies which is used in the microprocessor. So when we are going to study regarding this microprocessors, then various terminologies we have to clear in our mind, and afterwards we are going to study, then it will be easier to understand the particular topic. So in this particular topic we are going to understand the basic terminologies, and that are instruction set, buses, IPC means instructions per cycle, clock speed, bandwidth, word length, data types, etc. we are going to discuss. So let's start with the instruction set. The group of commands that the microprocessor can understand is called instruction set. Means the microprocessor is going to understand the particular instruction set only. It is an interface between hardware and software, and the instruction set is nothing but is the interface between the hardware and the software, with the help of which we are going to work with. What are buses, students? So set of conductors intended to transmit data, address or control informations to different elements in a microprocessor. These are buses. Means set of conductors intended to transmit data. With the help of these buses, the data is being communicated from one part to another part with the help of various logic gates. As you all know, data buses are there, system buses are there, so many types of various address buses are there, various types of buses available within the particular computer architecture. So next one is the instructions per cycle, IPC. What it is? It is a measure of how many instructions a CPU is capable of executing in a single clock. So in a single clock, how many instructions is going to be executed by the CPU? It is instruction per cycle. So in later on, what happens when we are going to use the VLSI, MLSI chip, then definitely the speed of the microprocessor is going to be speeded. And nowadays what happens, we are going to use parallel processors. So many types of microprocessors is being advanced to provide us the i3, i5, i7, i9 core processors. So it will be very fascinated and it will be very fast as compared with earlier one computers. So what is a clock speed? It is the number of operations per second the processor can perform. It is nothing but clock speed is the number of operations per second the processor can perform. What is bandwidth, students? Bandwidth is nothing but the number of beats processed in a single instruction is called bandwidth. What is word length? The number of bits the processor can process at a time, it is called the word length of the processor. And data types, various types of data are being used by us. The microprocessor supports multiple data type formats like binary, ASCII, signed and unsigned numbers. So these are the basic terminologies with which we are going to understand the microprocessor. Features of microprocessor. What are the various features of microprocessor? As we all know, it is nothing but the various characteristics or features which is linked with the microprocessor. So first feature is the low cost. Due to integrated circuit technology, microprocessors are available at very low cost. Means when we are going to use ICs, then definitely the cost will be reduced. Second one is the high speed. High speed, due to the technology involved in it, the microprocessors can work at very high speed. So with the help of this technology development, we are going to work very speedily with the help of microprocessors. So this is also a feature of microprocessors. Small size microprocessors are very small size, as we all know. It will be in the form of some daughter boards on the motherboard. This you are familiar with. Versatile, the same chip can be used for several applications. Therefore microprocessors are very versatile. You have to implement one chip and it must be used in so many types of various applications being attached with the software. Low power consumption is another feature. Less heat generation is another feature. Reliable means the reliability is the another feature. Means since microprocessors are used semiconductor technology, therefore the failure rate is very less, hence it is very reliable, students. Portable, it is also a very important feature. Why? Because due to small size and low power consumption, microprocessors are portable. You have to you have to keep with you the microprocessors and you have to carry from one place to another place, and it must be ported in anywhere, in any type of motherboard. So this is the feature of this particular microprocessors. So students, this is the block diagram of a microprocessor 8085. As we all know, this is very important. And this is the interrupt control, this is the serial input output control, and this line shows the particular bus so that the data is being communicated from one place to another place. And these are the various types of registers which are used for the communication purposes. This is accumulator, this is temporary register, this is flag flip-flops, this will be instruction register, and this will be the instruction decoder and machine code encoding, and this will be the arithmetic logic unit. This will be the timing and control part, and these are the various address buffers which we are going to use. These are the various address and data buffers which we are going to use. So students, when we are going to discuss the microprocessor 8085, then what happens, we have to familiar with various types of registers, data buses, the timing and control part, the ALU and the CU part, so that all when we are going to gather together, then what happens, a particular architecture of the particular microprocessor is being available within us. So let us discuss what is actually on the figure. The ALU means arithmetic and logic unit, performs the arithmetic and logical operations, means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and various types of carrying part. The data is being communicated from one part to another part with the help of various types of gates. This is performed with the help of this arithmetic and logic unit. In the logic unit, various types of gates are available: AND gate, NOR gate, XOR gate, NAND gate, NOR gate. So these are the various types of gates. Even flip-flops are being very important place they play, and so various types of flip-flops are also available. You know all these things: RS flip-flop, JK flip-flop, D latch flip-flop, master slave flip-flop. These are the various types of flip-flop which we are going to use for the control unit of the logic unit. Next are the registers. What are registers? Registers are very small. Registers are very small devices which we are going to use for the storage of data communication. Means registers are used for temporary storage and manipulation of data and instruction by the microprocessor. These are the small unit, and within this particular unit we are going to store the data. Means registers comprises with the various types of flip-flops. So when we are going to add various types of flip-flops, we are going to implement a register, and registers are of so many various types. For example, index register is there, stack register is there, accumulator is there, program counter is there, memory address register is there, memory base register is there. So students, these are the various types of registers, and the functioning is going to vary from one to another with the help of this type of, and in this register we are going to discuss in the next video. Data and address buses. What are data and address buses? Intel 8085 is an 8-bit microprocessor. Its data bus is 8-bit wide, and therefore 8-bit of data can be transmitted in parallel from one or to the other microprocessor. The Intel 8085 requires an address bus of 16-bit, as the memory addresses of 16-bit is used. Even the 8 list bits of the address are transmitted by the data or address bus. AD bus pins AD0 to AD7, means 8-bit. From AD0 to AD7 means 8 bits we are going to use. So students, now we are going to understand about the microprocessors, how the microprocessor works, what are the various features of microprocessors, and even the architecture of the microprocessor. Means we are going to discuss the 8085 microprocessor in detail. The functionality of the microprocessors we have discussed. So this is all about the microprocessor. Now we are switching towards the system buses. What are system buses? How is this useful to the microprocessors, and how is this useful to the computer system? Now we are going to discuss. Students, let's start the topic. A system bus is a single computer bus that connects the major components of a computer system, combining the functions of a database to carry informations, and address bus to determine where it should be sent, and a control bus to determine its operations, how the operations is going to be performed. So this is the particular pictorial representation of the system bus, students. So this is the CPU, this will be the memory, and this will be the input output devices, and this is the control bus, address bus, and data bus. As we all know, the system bus comprises 3 types of buses: control bus, address bus, and data bus. So this is regarding the particular architecture. What happens when the CPU, means central processing unit, is being attached with the particular RAM, and at the same time when any user is going to give some instructions, the operating system forwarded that particular instructions to the processor, and afterwards the processor is going to be performed the particular instruction what actually is, and definitely it will be result on the output screen. So this is the particular functioning, and in this particular functioning, system bus plays an important role. Why? Because the control bus, the address bus, and the data bus. The data bus is providing the data, the address bus is providing the address of the particular variables and particular constants, and the control bus is having the various types of logic gates available for the communication on the data from one place to another place on the motherboard. So this is the architecture of the particular system bus. So students, now we are going to discuss the bus organization of 8085 microprocessor, how the bus is going to be performed. Bus is a group of conducting wires which carries information. All the peripherals are connected to microprocessor through bus, and the diagram to represent organization system of 8085 microprocessor is this. So students, this is the 8085 microprocessor unit, and these are the various address bus, the various types of data buses, and the control buses there, and the particular these types of system buses is going to be attached with the memory, input and output device. So in this way, what happens, various types of signals are going to be forwarded from one place to another place. Various types of signals is being passed from logic gates available within the control bus. There should be one common bus also, with the help of which the data is being converted from one part to another part. Means there are encoders, multiplexers, decoders, shift registers. So various types of components are available within the particular motherboard, and various types of data boards are also available. So on those particular motherboard, the data is being communicated with the help of the system buses, and the performance of the instructions, or means the particular the microprocessors are responsible for the carried functioning of the particular with these types of data which we are going to pass from the or which we are going to give some instructions from the user's end. So students, this is very important to know. Data buses system buses are responsible for providing the data addresses and the particular logic gates, and with the help of which some signals are being passed from one pass to another place, and the microprocessor is going to be responsible for the formatting, or for the movement, or for the functioning, or for the performing of, or in short we say the processing of the data. It is responsible. So there are three types of buses, as we all know in the system bus. Address bus is there, data bus is there, control bus is there. So let's see what is actually happening in the particular address bus. So in the address bus, it is a group of conducting wires which carries address only. Address bus is unidirectional because data is flowing from one direction only, from microprocessor to memory itself, or from microprocessor to input output devices. Length of the address bus of 8085 microprocessor is 16-bit, as we all know, means 4 hexadecimal digits are available, ranging from 4 times 0H to 15, 0 to 15. That will comprise 16 FFF hexadecimal. H denotes hexadecimal. The microprocessor 8085 can transfer maximum 16-bit address, which means it can address 65536 different memory locations. So students, this is a huge range for the communication of the data from the address buses. So as we all know, the address bus is nothing but it is only a one-sided path providing, and with the help of which we are going to send the data from one direction, either from microprocessor to memory, or from microprocessor to input output devices. So this you have to remember regarding the address bus. Next one is the data bus. Students, it is a group of conducting wires which carries data only. Data bus carries only data, but data bus is bidirectional because data flow in both directions, either from microprocessor to memory, or from input output devices to the memory. So this you have to remember, means when you are going to do some programs, and what happens, you are declaring the variables and it will be stored on the memory, and afterwards it will have some memory location. So what actually that? This is the data bus, means the data bus is having the particular bidirectional data flow in both direction, from microprocessor to memory, or from input output devices to the memory. So this is particular functioning of the data bus. Length of data bus is 8-bit, and it ranges from 00H to FFH. So H denotes the hexadecimal part, means 8-bit means 0 to 7. So you are going to understand this with the help of the data bus. Next one is the control bus. Students, it is a group of conducting wires which is used to generate timing and control signals to control all the associated peripherals. Microprocessor uses control buses to process data. That is what to do with selected memory locations we are going to understand. So students, this is all about microprocessors and the architecture of microprocessors and system buses. I hope students you are going to understand this very well. I hope you can remember this, what I have told you in the various slides, and it is very important. It is a scoring paper, as you all know, and the scoring subject too. So definitely you have to discuss regarding the microprocessors. You have to familiar regarding the microprocessors, and microprocessors are very important in the working of any computer system, and various types of integrated circuits are available. You have to remember all those, and you have to study more. Why? Because in the paper you have to write so many types of various things, like regarding the VLSI, very large integrated circuits, and very VLSI and MLSI circuits. As you all know, these are very important to understand. So students, this is all about from my side in today's class. Thank you so much, and I hope you can understand very well my words, and I hope you are going to be benefited with the help of this video. Thank you so very much, students.